I would say don't wait. Don't wait for anyone else's approval to validate what you already know.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the True Growth podcast, and in another series on moms overcoming mountains, I have the lovely Patrice Ragoonath Charles with me, and today we're going to have another conversation about some challenges that she had to go through, how she overcame them, and she's going to share a little bit of her story in terms of her transition from corporate to business and how that has been. And I'm going to give Patrice an opportunity to introduce herself officially.
Hi everybody, my name is Patrice Ragoonath Charles, as you would have said, and I am a wife, firstly, mother, and I am the owner and founder of WAMS Academy music.
Yeah. Did you say have music?
Yes.
So you have a music school, Patrice?
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay, that's our first. Okay,
Yes.
you will get into tell us about that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so, what more do you think we could share?
Well, tell us about the music school, because I mean,
Okay.
I read some of your story,
Right.
and it shared that you were in the bank, you were in the corporate space, and you know, you always wanted to pursue music, and now you have your music school, and I think that is an amazing story to share. So you can tell
So
us
you want me to
about
go back from the beginning?
that. Well, yes, I
All right.
You all want us to go back from the beginning.
Alright, okay, so what happened? I was a musician, I guess, since birth, but I didn't know it. And when I was 5 years old, I was gifted like a little keyboard like that.
It always starts there, right?
Yeah, and I started to playing. And, but I was playing, for those who don't know, on pitch, just hearing melodies and stuff like that.
Wow, at 5.
F5. And yeah, my parents took notice of that, and you know, they upgraded me when I was 10, so like I got a full blown one.
Right.
And I really started to fall in love with the idea of being a musician, and playing music and doing it as a career. But because of, I mean, just life in Trinidad where we live, you know, usually music is not looked on as something lucrative, something that brings sustain you. So I was encouraged to be more in academics.
Right.
So I did that. Like I went on and I did my degree in management studies.
Right.
And I started working in a band.
Right.
And while I was there was just this very heavy calling for me to go into that arena of music. I always wanted to.
Right.
I mean, throughout the years I had been, because I'm also heavily involved in my church, so I play music, I do worship in the church, so I always did that, but I never got the opportunity to do it as a more formal education. So when I was in the band, I decided to apply for UTC, to do a program in UTC, and I applied so late, like I'm almost certain they were closed off in terms of taking applications. But I guess it was very divine that I got called for the audition.
Right.
I did 2 auditions and I was accepted into the program. And
now you're here.
So yeah, fast forward, I mean, I finished, I completed the program, and
Right.
and yeah, well, there's some other things, but I'm sure we will cover it. We will cover it.
Right. You said that since you were 5, and you wanted, like, there was a gift. And about 10, you were like, you know what, I'm ready to pursue this, like, I am very ready to pursue this as a career, right? And then, of course, you had to deal with so correct me if I'm wrong, right? So then you had to deal with the challenges of family and parents saying, that don't make sense, sis. Right? Like, I needed to go somewhere, I needed to do the regular average thing. How did you navigate that? And yeah, share that. And the reason why I'm asking is because I know that there are moms, because young moms, right? And they would have dreams and goals and things that they want to pursue.
Yeah.
And they probably still right now in a space, and this is no bash, of course, anybody in a corporate space, right? So if you're in a corporate space and you're happy, well, that's great.
School.
Of course, but if you're pursuing something or you're passionate about something and you're in a corporate space or in a setting that just doesn't feel like home, doesn't feel okay, and we have Patrice here who's proof that it's possible to make a shift. So yeah, how was that challenge? And how long were you in corporate space battling with what you really wanted to do versus what you had been? Well, were doing.
Okay, so I worked in corporate from my second year in UE.
Right.
Well, I actually worked with the government first, so I had a couple of jobs, a number of jobs, and when I got into the bank, I worked in the bank just over a year. They really liked me there, and they actually gave me another position that would have accommodated the classes in the afternoon, but I couldn't take it. I couldn't continue. I ended up getting another job, closer to where I had to go to school to do the music classes. But essentially, I just knew from early on that this is not what I'm called to do.
Yeah.
And eventually, I had to make the decision.
What was the decision? What was the trigger? What was the thing that happened that made you be like, I can't do this anymore? Oh Lord, Patrice, that's you. Patrice is like, sweet baby Jesus, look me up.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back a little again. So this is layers of this story.
Right.
My mom and my dad were separated when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
So as a young adolescent growing up, family was very, very important to me because I felt as though I had lost that idea of family.
Right.
So I wanted to get married young. I wanted to have a family young. And I met my husband when I was 22, somewhere.
Right.
He's not gonna do this. Yeah.
Hopefully, and then it just pops up on his I was like, Jesus is you.
Yeah. But we met when I was in my early 20s, and we after we got married, we wanted to start a family.
Right.
And at the time, like I was really just pursuing the idealistic life that society says this is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go and work this 8 to 4 job and just go back home and you have this happily ever after type life. It really was not like that, and it showed itself mostly after I left the bank. I ended up in insurance, and when I was there, I actually we had started having difficulties having children.
Right.
And I know from water I'm going over to go here, but this going out on
this community appreciates vulnerability.
Yeah. I had 2 miscarriages while I was working in the insurance sector.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving my job almost every evening. My husband sometimes would come and pick me up, and I would be crying going home and dinner. Some days I had classes, so I had to step it up, go to class, finish at 8, get back home. And God knew what He had for me, and He already told me that, and I was just being disobedient.
Wow.
That is what it was.
Wow.
I was just being disobedient. I knew from early on what I wanted to do, what I was supposed to do, what I was called to do, and I was afraid to take that step.
Yeah.
I was completely afraid.
Fair, right?
Fair. Yeah.
So there was a turning point at that time.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the turn.
Right.
The turn didn't really happen one time.
Right, it took a while.
Yeah, it did. Because I was really, really stubborn. I wanted people to be proud of me.
Yeah.
I left my happiness in the hands of other people. What they wanted for me, what they thought I should be doing.
Yeah.
So only at the age of like 30,
Yeah.
which was like 2 years ago.
Congratulations.
I was able to, make a shift and say, this is what I know I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I started teaching a couple of years ago on my own, but still it was more
Teaching music.
Yeah, teaching piano on my own. But it was just like I didn't feel like I had what I took to do it.
Yeah.
And it was only, as I said, like 2 years ago, I really started considering starting a school, starting something.
Right.
And in February the 14th of 2022.
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, the business was registered.
Really? Wow! Oh my goodness. So let's just take a pin, right, guys? First of all, I can totally relate to what self-betrayal looks like and feels like. And when you do that on a consistent basis, the emotional recovery takes a very long time, right? It takes a long time. So for you to decide after so long to going to do and honor and be obedient, right? I just want to say that I'm proud of you. I see you. And I can believe, right? Okay. So now I want you to share with us now your mommy, because I remember you saying before we started, you're like, we have 2 kitties outside, right? And waiting for us, right? Share what your most challenging time has been since being a mom.
It kind of, everything kind of aligns with the story that I've been telling. In terms of, I was told that after I have kids, I can't do anything. I have to do everything before.
Oh, Jesus, the struggle. Where do we get these? Why are we conditioned like this?
Well, it wasn't a condition for me. That was something that I needed to prove wrong. I needed to prove that wrong.
Yeah.
So I left my job in order to have my position.
Wow.
And
that's a weird.
Yeah. So she's now 5. And since then, I was able to grow with her.
Yeah.
And try to understand a little more who I am.
Yeah.
And who I wanted to be and what I wanted my life to look like. I didn't want to be in the corporate world. I didn't want to be working at 8 to 4. I wanted to be home with my kids.
Right.
So I was able to homeschool her and then send her off to primary school. She's in primary school now, the first one. And I was able to start my business, to start teaching while I had her.
Yeah.
And even now as the school is growing and I have 25 plus
Look at you.
And I have over 8 teachers that are working with me. I did it with children, with not 1 but 2.
Yeah. So guys, just to make something super clear, the purpose of this series, Moms Overcoming Mountains, is to really highlight that, see that story, that conditioning that we have around, you're supposed to do everything first because after you have children, life goes on pause. That's not true, right? Patrice is proof that is not true, and I'm grateful that you chose to change that narrative, right? So with you now being a owner of your own school, have 2 babies, 5 and 2. Yes. Yeah. You were able to do that in the last 2 years. Yeah. What lesson did you learn from all of that?
Don't allow your dream to die. Don't allow it to die, because it's the only thing that will leave you fulfilled.
Yeah.
And nobody should define your narrative. That's between you and God.
Yeah.
No one external should define that narrative for you.
Yeah.
My kids have taught me patience.
Yeah. Because I know that was my follow-up question, right? Okay, go ahead.
My kids have taught me patience, but they have also inspired me a lot, because I don't want them to have to experience the same journey.
Yeah.
My journey, for whatever it has been, the good, the bad, the indifferent, they shouldn't have to walk that same road. Right. I should have left it better for them.
Yeah.
And my goal is to allow them to be able to explore what their passion is, And as long as they find their passion, encourage them and build them up into that.
Yeah. You're awesome, mommy, Patrice. Just for choosing to do that. Because that's hard. Like, I can't begin to imagine you having this craving, this passion, this desire to do something, and you have to betray yourself over and over and over because you're just trying to fulfill an ideal that was, imposed. And, so near you, right? So you're going to do a quick game. Right, this is the fun part. So if you had to choose between, because I know you're a musician, so if you had to choose between a guitar and a flute.
Oh wow! Oh yeah. I mean they're two entirely different instruments.
You choose.
The familiarity of the guitar would lead me to say the guitar, but the flute does also bring this out of world type sound. It's different. It's not something common.
Yeah. So we go flute then, right? We'll go flute.
Okay, we'll
pizza or pasta?
Ooh, pasta.
Sunrise or sunset? Night out with the girls or hug up school with your hubby?
Hubby.
Yeah. Last one. You give me one. You ask me one.
Oh, wow. This is hard.
What's it? You taking time to think about it all?
Yes. Okay. Art or music?
Art. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not kind of good. Okay, I'm the last one. Stilettos or Crocs?
Stilettos.
Okay. Come on. All right. So it was an absolute pleasure having you here, Patrice. I really, really resonated with your story. I think that what you shared, how you shared it, I know somebody here really needed to hear that you decided to choose you despite the journey that you had to go on, and now you are flourishing, right? Now you are, right? So if you had any advice for anybody who's in a similar situation that you were once in, what would you tell them? And they feel stuck. What would you tell them?
I would say don't wait. Don't wait for anyone else's approval to validate what you already know.
Yeah.
It's important for you to listen to that voice on the inside. It's there for a reason, and it's nudging you. Listen to it. Don't wait.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So guys, this brings us to the end of another podcast episode on the series Moms Overcoming Mountains, which is, we have you here again. You know that, right? All right, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye. I'm hungry, yes. Oh, gosh. All right. Ready? Oh, wait, we have to get a picture just now. Did I get the picture? No. Say cheese. Am I supposed to introduce myself? Did I do that the last 2 times?
Yeah, the first time. I don't think you did the last time.
So do I do it now?
I think you should.